So according to reports out today, Ukraine is now actively going and stepping up their conscription efforts. They're stopping public transport, stopping buses, going on to public buses now, and trying to find people who are on these buses. Are you on public transport trying to take the bus? We're just stopping you. We're going to do checks right now. Walk in. There we go. We're going to check and see if there's any young men on this bus. Anybody wearing an old man mask on here? And we're going to take you, and we're going to take you to the front lines and throw you right into the meat grinder.
I mean, this is something that the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times are both admitting are happening now. This is something that people were called crazy and conspiracy theorists and Putin apologists for talking about for months and months. Now the mainstream media is finally admitting it. Way to catch up. In the meantime, people have been dragged into wars they are not prepared for. They are not trained for.
No, and they don't have the munitions. They don't have the weapons for it, and they're receiving no training at all. These people do not want to be a part of this. And meanwhile, you're getting Ukrainian oligarchs, we learned today, are buying multi-million-dollar mansions in other countries, multi-million-dollar mansions in Germany, as reported today. So these same guys that are demanding these young men and they're dragging people off of buses to go fight, why are they buying mansions in other countries? Why don't they go fight? Now, according to reports today, Ukraine has ordered over 50,000 uniforms for women to fight. And they're putting out nice propaganda pieces so you can see what it looks like to be a woman fighting in Ukraine. You can see the nice garb. This is what you'll get, ladies, in Ukraine. You don't go to nightclubs anymore. All the men have died. So,
flattering.
So it's all, there's no men left in Ukraine. So if you maybe want to meet a woman now, that's your only choice. And the best way to do that is to meet a woman on the front lines. So we're going to share these different outfits. And this report today...
They must be out of shoestrings and boots. She's wearing tennis shoes with no strings in it.
Oh, I missed that. See, that's what women always notice, the shoes.
David's not a woman.
Oh, that's right. But he always notices women's fashion.
He does. He's
very aware of women's fashion.
Yeah, he always compliments me when I wear a beret. And I'm like, how do you know the word beret?
But I never noticed that. I never noticed the shoes. So David was very keen on seeing those shoes there in the snow. Yeah. It is true. And so this report out today, a Ukrainian woman published this on social media saying she's pregnant and she received a conscription letter from the government of Ukraine to go and fight. So she has to report for duty now. Listen.
Друзі, це просто якийсь жах. Боже, який жах. Хоронять бідних людей. Я не можу, коли це все закінчиться.
Yeah.
Do you think they just don't know that she's pregnant?
I mean, you hope. I mean, you hope they give them the office the benefit of the doubt, right? That she could send a letter and say, "I'm pregnant. I'm sorry." Then they'll probably make her come in and prove it.
Like jury duty.
Yeah, but here's more women showing off their new Ukrainian women's fashions, getting ready for war. So this is what they'll be sending out. This is part of the propaganda that's being shared on social media. Women, go fight in Ukraine because the men are all gone. And this is what it looks like now in Ukraine. So, yeah, Putin, by the way, today showed up in the Arctic right on the United States border for the very first time. And it was pretty interesting to watch. And this is his first trip there. It's incredibly difficult to get there, but literally right on the United States border. And of course, there's a lot of connections to what Russia is doing right now in the Arctic, and the U.S. trying to ramp up efforts right now to try to build out new icebreaker ships because we are losing the race for the Arctic. And that passageway, of course, if the Red Sea is disrupted, the Arctic passageway right now is the new trade route.
Yes.
And China and Russia are doubling down on their efforts to move in that direction. So President Putin showing up in the Arctic to see what's going to happen there. And right on the Alaska border was President Putin today. So I'm sure there was like Americans sitting at those bases going like, what's going on here? Why is the office of the president of Russia flying right to the American border in Alaska? Let us know your thoughts on all of this. We'll continue to watch what happens with Nikki Haley and Poland, and if Poland's about to be invaded. But I'm very curious on the Scandinavian piece of this, and a lot of people in the chat were saying, yes, if you read the Billy Meyer stuff, if you go down and you study this has been foretold. This has been written about and documented, and now it's starting to come to... So don't be shocked when there is a war in Scandinavia and the pushing of NATO and NATO expansion right up to Russia's back door is the catalyst for all of this. Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.